Hi, I'm Travis Chinn, television producer here at WesTel Systems. Have you received the dreaded phone call or email from WesTel advising you that you've exceeded your bandwidth cap for the month and that you'd have to pay an overage fee? Do you wonder how does that happen and why do companies cap bandwidth? Well, did you know you are able to check your bandwidth on the WesTel Systems website? By checking your usage, you can make sure that you don't exceed your limits or decide that you want to upgrade your service so you have a larger bandwidth cap. Today I'm going to show you how to check your bandwidth usage so you can regulate it properly. First, what is bandwidth and why is it capped? Well, according to the website wisegeek.com, bandwidth is defined as the amount of data transmitted and received by a particular computer or user. That means every movie you stream on Netflix, every song you download from iTunes, and every website you visit contributes to your usage. The more data exchange that occurs, the higher potential to clog the network, and the more energy taken up by a particular user. Because of the potential to clog the network, companies like WesTel have bandwidth usage caps, which are designed to prevent users from transmitting and receiving so much data that they slow the network down, impairing the experience for other users. Well, how much bandwidth does a movie from Netflix use, or how much bandwidth is used downloading a song? According to Wired.com, downloading a 3-minute CD quality song uses about 30 megs. Streaming a 30-minute standard def show from Hulu uses about 150 megabytes. Streaming a 22-minute HD episode of a show from Netflix uses about 420 megabytes. Streaming a 2-hour HD movie from Netflix uses a little more than 3 gigs of bandwidth. Online gaming can use from 40 megs to 150 megs per hour depending on the number of players and who is hosting the multiplayer game. It's pretty easy to check your bandwidth usage with WesTel. First, go to www.westelsystems.com. That is our website listed right here. Second, choose the town you live in. I'm in Remsen, so I'm going to go click on Remsen, which is right here. It looks a little small, but right there. All right, so now you go on to the next page. At the top, you'll see a red line, and in that red line, you'll see the word Internet. Click on Internet, or roll the mouse over Internet, and then scroll down to bandwidth usage. Click on bandwidth usage, and that takes you to the bandwidth usage page. Now, when you set up an account with WesTel, you set up a username and password. Now, if you don't know or don't remember what your username and password is, you can call WesTel at 712-786-1181 and get that information. Once you have your username and password, you just enter in that information and hit go. Now, that goes right here at the top. Now, you can already see my username and password's already filled in. Username would go right here. Password would go right there. Once you do that, you hit go, and that takes you into the bandwidth usage page. Now, this will show you a chart with your daily usage listed. Scroll down the page, and you'll see the total amount of bandwidth used this month. And as you can see, mine is, so far, I'll get out of here, the total amount of bytes used so far, and this is since December 26th, new billing cycle, I've used just a little over 10 gigs, 10.1 gigs. As you can see, last month I used just over 30 gigs, 30.5 gigs, which is about what I do use on average, around 30 to 40 gigs. All right, it's that easy to check. Depending on your plan with WesTel, your bandwidth caps will vary. If you have our Breeze plan, you have download speeds of 128 kilobytes per second, and you have 5 gigabytes per month bandwidth cap. If you have our Zip plan, you have download speeds of 1.5 megs per second and a bandwidth cap of 25 gigs per month. If you have our Whiz plan, you have download speeds of 3 megabytes per second and a bandwidth cap of 45 gigs per month. And if you have our WOW plan, you have download speeds of 5 megabytes per second and a bandwidth cap of 65 gigs per month. And if you have our top plan, the Cruisin' plan, you have download speeds of 10 megabytes per second and a bandwidth cap of 105 gigs per month. If you have questions regarding your bandwidth usage and on what plan you have, you can call WesTel at 712-786-1181. When you call, you can get help on if you need to change your current plan and what the pricing is on each plan. You can also get that information at www.westelsystems.com. Thanks for watching, and keep checking back for a new episode of How To right here on WTTV Channel 16.